everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another book review. We are just going to go right on into it. This book is called This Kind of Love by Kaelin and Kyrah Edwards. And this is the cover of the book. Aren't they such a cute couple? I love the cover. So cute. It made me want to pick it up because I didn't know who they were. I saw this book and I thought, oh, that's a cute couple. To my knowledge, I hadn't watched the couple on YouTube before. So I entered into this book with no known prior knowledge of them. So I was like, oh, let me just pick it up. They look so cute. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. This book gives us a look into this couple's lives. The journey begins in like middle school or junior high school. Some people call it middle school, some people call it junior high. But it goes from that stage all the way to marriage and children. And they are a Christian family, and those values are represented in this story. We see the different upbringings and how they navigate teen and young adult stages. We are taken on a ride that leads us towards marriage, children, entrepreneurship. They go through what I would say is typical relationship and marital woes. They seem to have grown and matured in their relationship during the course of this book. We were given a glimpse at how they made hard life decisions. They tell us about their experiences as entrepreneurs, as new parents. As I said, they have a YouTube channel and they talk about the development, the changes, and ups and downs of that journey. I personally would have liked a little bit more information in that area just because obviously I have my own YouTube channel. Always ready to learn and understand how other YouTube channel people do their thing. But I guess I kind of wanted a little bit more detail on that. But they did give us a glimpse into that aspect of their life. This is pretty short story, but it spans a large chunk of time in their lives. It seems like we were just kind of really given the highlight. The couple does get vulnerable with us on topics that have impacted them as individuals and within their relationship. If you were like me and didn't know anything about this couple, this book will get you acquainted with them. And they seem to be a cute couple that have done very well for themselves in their personal lives as well as in the social media world. One part of the book that really resonated with me is where Kaylin was at Bible study and he had a question. Okay. And so he really didn't get an answer to the question. So this is an excerpt from the book that was like, yeah. So it says, I look around the room and was like, what? Is anyone else hearing this? I thought this was a Bible study. Are you telling me that instead of diving deep into the hard parts of the Bible, I need to stop thinking and fall in line with everyone else? Am I seriously supposed to go along and blindly accept everything you tell me? I thought this, but I kept my mouth shut. This really wasn't a question for this unsuspecting Wednesday night youth Bible study leader, but a question for my dad. Sometimes I'd ask him serious questions about apparent contradictions in the Bible, but he'd rarely give answers I thought were acceptable. Eventually, I grew tired of overly simplistic, don't question, just believe approach to God. How intellectually honest would I be if I questioned every other authority and held their answers up to scrutiny, but then left all discernment at the door the moment I stepped into church. To me, it sounded like someone was hiding something from me. Like those on the inside knew this was all a lie, but they wouldn't let anyone else in on their secret. I felt I had to be the only one asking these questions. If no one else was asking, perhaps it was because everyone else who thought for themselves had already discovered that there was nothing to all this God stuff, that it was all a lie. And if it was a lie, I was ready to walk away. But he didn't give up so easily, though. So that was the insert. And it resonated with me because I think a lot of people have the same or similar feelings when learning and discussing the Bible. Like we don't get clear answers, or the answers seem improbable, or we are just told to believe and not question instead of the person just saying, I don't know, or saying they haven't thought of it that way. People get pretty turned off when they're judged for not blindly believing or not knowing enough of the Bible and religious ways. So that is one thing I would implore a person in the position of teaching the Bible or anything for that matter. Be understanding that people will have questions, and if you don't know, it's okay to say, I don't know. I would feel more receptive when a person says, you know, I don't know. Let me think on that. And that's a different perspective that I haven't heard. So let me think about that. Or that's a question that I haven't been asked before. So let me think about that. Or let me research or take a look into it and circle back to you and we can talk about it then. I mean, just that whole like, don't question, just have faith, just believe. And I get them. It's like we question everything regarding authority figures, laws, just everything. Everything that has a solution first had a question, right? So we question everything. And in this particular area, it's like, don't question. Don't question. And human nature is to question. So if you kind of say those, hey, let me look into it, that's a different perspective. Never been asked that before. Let me mull it over and come up with, you know, a thoughtful answer. To me, it means you took value in that person's question and are willing to find an answer and follow up with them. So that to me would be more conducive to a person wanting to learn more and wanting to be educated versus just be quiet and don't question. That kind of turns people off. So that part really resonated with me. And all you religious people, please don't come for me. It's just just don't. But this book is fairly short, as I said, and I read it like on the first leg of my vacation. So Um, I somehow purchased two of these books. And I was very excited to see that they had like a little library nook on the cruise ship. And so I donated one of the books to the cruise ship bookshelf because I knew I had another one at home. So I was like, might as well go ahead. Sharing is caring, right? Yeah, I do look for libraries, bookstores, etc. on vacation. Now, I don't hunt them down necessarily, but if I should just so happen upon them, I get really excited and I want to check it out. And I was pleasantly happy that this cruise ship also had a little kind of library nookish spot on the ship. So I was very excited about that. There's really there's really not, you know, warnings to give, but should know that there is a physical violent act described. And then, religious views and content are all throughout this book. So I do believe that, this couple is coming from a very positive, informative, inclusive space. There are no discussion questions provided in the book. Some things that you could discuss are your thoughts on dating. Are you dating just to have fun or intentional dating to find a life partner? A conversation about being raised in a religious home versus a not so religious home, pros and cons. You can talk about your religious or faith walk or reasons for not having one. And you could discuss what would you do if you were in Kaelin and Kyrah's position pertaining to working with your partner. Does business bleed over into the personal side of the relationship? And how do you combat that? If you have a YouTube channel, you could talk about why you started your YouTube channel and how you got started and what your journey has been like. These are just a few to get the conversation going. If you read the book, I'm sure you'll come up with more discussion topics, and you could possibly take a deeper dive into the material if you choose to, or keep it surface level. I would have liked to know more details on the YouTube channel aspect. As I said before, it's interesting to hear someone else's experience and details of how they did what they did. Overall, I think this couple gives positivity. I think they give insight. I think they give hope. So I enjoy getting to know them a little bit. I did kind of just kind of search for their YouTube page just a little bit. Um, I can tell that Kaylin seems to be the more dominant personality, but they are a cute couple, even in their videos. And they did talk about some pros and cons about their experience with the content that they began with and then transitioned into, and some ups and downs of all of that. That was very interesting to me. But overall, I gave this book a 10 out of 7. So if you haven't read the book, go read it, go pick it up, get to know them a little bit better. I do believe that some of the things that they talked about in the book, they have kind of covered on their YouTube channel as well. Because the YouTube channel um, seemed to have uh, transitioned into just living life with this family. So you probably get to know a lot about them through their YouTube channel in addition to this book. So check them out. If you have read the book, comment your thoughts. I'd like to know what you think about this book as well. To check out their channel. Um, Sharing is caring and supporting is wonderful. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe, like, and share buttons. So, yep, like I said, real quick one this time. That is all for this round. And as always, until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lovers.